to chatting to you about the comp and everything that's coming up. Ben Savage, finally, welcome to the show. It's Coffee and Conversations with Champions, the powerlifting edition. You're here because you're a powerlifter, you're a champion, and you're very patient. Thank you.
No, I think I'm very disorganized. It
Yeah.
was me that cancelled the last time. So
Yeah. So I'm so disorganized, I didn't realize it was you who cancelled last time.
I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. It's all good.
All right. Cracker. So Ben, how are you doing? How's it been
Yeah.
being back? You settled down?
It's good. As soon as I got home, I started moving furniture into my new house. So
Sure.
yeah, very much back to reality quickly, So
Yeah.
yeah, good. Very exciting time, I'm getting married 2 weeks today. So yeah. Thank you very much.
Cracker. All right.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah, hectic time of year, but yeah, good fun all around.
Brilliant. Please, will you share a pic of the wedding with us when you get a chance? We'll post
Absolutely.
it, and we just like,
I appreciate that.
pass on. Absolutely, only a pleasure. That will be absolutely wonderful. Sure. So tell us a little bit about Ben, and then who you are. We'll chat about how you got into powerlifting, and then we'll chat about sort of Sun City, the comps, and then what you're planning, what the sport means to you, all of this fun stuff. So,
Cool.
And you look very rested for someone who's been moving house.
Yeah, maybe I look rested. I don't know how I feel, but yeah, as long as I look good, that's the main thing.
Yeah, 100%. That's rule number one.
That's it. Yeah, I'm, as you say, my name's Ben Savage. I'm from Northern Ireland. I'm just turned 25 there in October. Been doing powerlifting for just under 2 years now. Yeah, just studying architecture at university. Just finished my master's in the summer there. Yeah, working a wee coffee shop at the minute, and I'm engaged and soon to be married to my lovely fiance Shannon.
Awesome! Congratulations!
So
yeah, 100%. So, but we got a comment. I have no idea what it means, but it might mean something to you. Let me pop it on there. It looks like Dimitrios here. Nano Intendo.
That's Portuguese, I think.
Yeah,
it means
absolutely.
It means I don't understand.
Yeah. So thanks for the comment. If you could let us have it in English, we'd appreciate it.
I work with some Brazilian guys in
the coffee
shop, and I know that means I don't understand because I have to use that phrase.
Oh wow! So okay, so my Portuguese is limited to obrigado.
Yeah, that's pretty useful. Yeah.
Okay, so for those listening, we are doing this in English because that's the best that Ben and I can do. How's your Afrikaans, Ben?
Oh, just about got a grasp of English, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. So tell us a little bit about the coffee.
Yeah, so I've been working in a wee place called Rover Coffee House from by February. Yeah, never worked in coffee or really hospitality in my life. We shop opened up in my hometown. I thought I'd go for it, and yeah, just a good wee job to have when I was at uni. And
Right.
They were good enough to take me on once I graduated, and yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. So let's give him a shout out. Tell us a little bit about it and where you are based, and how people get through to there for a cup of.
At Rover Coffee House on Instagram. If you're ever passing through Randallstown in Northern Ireland, make sure and drop in. It's nowhere, but it's on the way to most places. So
okay, fair.
Yeah, good. Honestly, top quality coffee, top quality food. Come on in.
All right, brilliant. Cracker. So, what's your favorite coffee?
At the minute, I'm big on cortados. So it's like a 1-to-1 coffee ratio,
Okay. So
quite strong tasting, but
yeah.
Very good.
So you go with a double cortado, or not a single?
Yeah, double cortado.
Got to be double cortado. I discovered those at a coffee chain in Cape Town called Bootleggers. Still a private chain, so not a big one. And oh man, fell in love a couple of years ago, and that's my go-to every morning. So
It's the perfect balance between the bitterness of the coffee and you just get a wee bit of milk to take that
yeah,
sharpness away.
there's a little bit of
Hard to
sweetness
beat.
from the milk, which is quite nice, but
Yes.
not too much bloating like with a cappuccino
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
or or a latte. Yeah.
our beans have like a caramel chocolate note in them,
Oh,
so it's yeah, it works very well with
hey.
it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Better stop.
You have to get you on the other podcast to chat about the coffee culture. So yeah, our lifestyle one, we'll do that about
Anytime.
the coffee culture in Northern Ireland. That'll be amazing. What did you think of the South African coffee?
Honestly, the only experience I had, like we were talking earlier, I arrived on Monday,
Mm,
competed on Wednesday, flew
yeah,
out on Friday. So the
yeah.
only coffees I had were the
Breakfast.
coffees that, yeah,
Okay.
my coffees and the wee Nespresso pods in my
Yeah.
hotel room every day.
Okay. Great.
But hey, the morning coffee was good, I have to say,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Which hotel did you stay at?
I was in the Cascades.
Gates. Okay, great, great coffee.
Yeah,
How's that?
fantastic.
How's that for a location? I know we're digressing a bit, but how's that for a location for breakfast?
Oh my goodness,
Huh?
I couldn't speak more highly of that hotel. To be honest,
Yeah,
it was amazing.
yeah,
Really, that's the thing because I was there for such a short time. I didn't get to do any safaris. I didn't get to go to the water park. I
yeah.
didn't do anything like that. So having the fantastic hotel kind of made it seem somewhat worthwhile.
Worthwhile. Yeah. I mean, even going
So it
up
was
in
pretty
those
good.
elevators, looking at the gardens, it's really
Amazing.
smashing.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, it's just fantastic place. Yeah, yeah.
very
And
cool.
the artificial beach as well.
Well, yeah.
Really lovely place. Like can't
And
couldn't
I
couldn't
take it
speak more highly.
you swam in the warm pool, not in the cold pool by the restaurant.
I went into the cold pool a couple of times, but flip me, it's like one of them's like a bath and the other one's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5 degrees or something. Unbelievable.
Uh, my argument, I've been going there for decades, is they make
Mhm.
that one really cold so you don't get kids swimming around the restaurant making a noise. You keep us around the corner. I think that's the plan.
That's fair enough, actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So Ben, how did you get into powerlifting? What got you into the sport?
Okay, so I used to be a rugby player. I played at a pretty good high level. I played for Ulster until under 19 level.
Okay,
Um,
that's
but then,
fantastic.
yeah, it was pretty good. I actually played. I was playing prop for Ulster under 19s at 91 kilos, right?
Sure.
So I was always the lightest guy. I was like 20 kilos below the next guy, but
Yeah.
I was always, really into the gym. Like I was the strongest guy, like definitely pound for pound, if not
Hmm.
outright. In the front row, kind of more or less anyway. Actually, yeah, close enough. And I was always obsessed with being like the strongest guy, And then whenever I left school, then which would have been the same year as that, I kind of couldn't really keep rugby going. It just felt like a chore and
Hmm.
wasn't my team anymore. Didn't want to go and learn and try and play with guys I didn't know. It just didn't appeal to me.
Right.
So just started going to the gym and ended up actually doing a bit of strongman eventually, kind of during the lockdowns. My brother and I got our hands on a few pieces of kit that a gym was getting rid of, like an old yoke and a
Hmm.
log, and we got two
Sure.
Atlas stones. I think a 110 and 140 kilo Atlas stone. So I think the first Atlas stone I ever touched, 110 kilos. And this guy Dave Warner, who's quite a big
Jeez.
name in the Irish strength community,
Right.
he uh, he had the stone sitting there and just looked at me like, "Go on, put it in the car." I was like, "Okay, sir."
Yeah.
Picked this stone up, put it in my wee Skoda Citigo. Almost, it was doing wheelies on the way home, like.
Oh.
Um, but yeah, so I did strongman for a year, maybe a year and a half. Then ended up it got interrupted by the lockdowns over here.
Right.
Then competitions kind of fell to the wayside. Ended up just training in my garage. Ended up actually hurting my back real bad.
Oh, flip.
Didn't really know what it was. Just kind of grinned and bared it and went on training away. And then started working in the gym Trust me, I am getting to the
No,
story
no,
of
no.
power.
This is I love the longer story and the background. You know, the guy's like, yeah,
So,
I like gym and I started powerlifting. He's like, okay, give us a bit more.
but
Huh?
yeah, so I started working in this gym. Just again while I was studying, it was a real handy job. I was just training there, and I
Mm-hmm.
asked the owners, like, "Are you looking at anybody to work on the desk or something, or do a bit of cleaning here and there, whatever?" And they said, "Yeah." So brought me on, and then met this guy who I was working with called Ben. Um, funny enough, and we kind of got chatting, and we got on really well. We both had similar interest in, like, used to play rugby and
Mm-hmm.
dogs and all this kind of stuff. So we just got really close talking. And Ben was one of the coaches in there, and noticed that I was stronger than most people, and was kind of like, "You ever thought about doing powerlifting? I've just started powerlifting." And I was like, "No, that's why would I ever do powerlifting? Like, it's super
Yeah,
boring. Squat, bench, deadlift. No, no thanks, mate.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not my interest at all." And he goes, "Right, well, how about I coach you for 6 weeks?
Mm.
There's a competition coming up 6 weeks' time. How about you let me coach you for 6 weeks? If you don't like it, you never have to do it again. If you like it, happy days. You've found a new sport, kind of thing."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, all right, why not? Let's give it a go." So did that. I did my first comp in January of 2023, I think it was.
Okay.
Was that? Yeah, 2023. Yeah. And that was the Northern Ireland Rookie and University Championship. So me and a guy who I'd trained with previously did that competition, and we'd known each other for a while. He beat me in that competition. As
Okay.
Jack Gilchrist, I think
Yeah.
you've interviewed him before. Yeah. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, so we came first and second in that. And then qualified for British universities then. So I was kind of like, oh, there might be something in this, And the competition was at my gym, Reform Health and Performance, and the
Great.
atmosphere in
Great.
that
I
gym.
had a wonderful time chatting to some cracker athletes.
Yeah,
No, so a really
it's
good bunch of guys.
fantastic gym,
Yeah.
best gym in Northern Ireland, honestly, fantastic gym. Great people, great atmosphere, everything about it. Couldn't
Mm.
recommend it more. And the atmosphere in the gym for the competition was fantastic. Marty puts on a fantastic show, and it just really got me hooked then. And kind of started training in the gym a wee bit more. I started meeting people and just making connections, and I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. Like, so then started training for. Sorry, yeah, no, that was me into powerlifting then, more or less, yeah.
Sure. And then your first competition, 6 weeks later, how did that go?
Yeah, it went
I mean,
okay. I totaled
I mean, yeah.
667.
Well, okay, that's
Um,
not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
Uh,
I think I squatted 240.
sure.
I benched 177 and a half.
Okay.
And I deadlifted 250.
All right. Brilliant.
So yeah, that was the first and only time that my deadlift has been over my squat.
Okay.
Um, because it was around that point that my back injury really started to kind of kick in.
Sure.
So yeah, so that very much limited me going forward. I couldn't really move past the 245 ish deadlift
Hmm.
for that whole year. My squat went up, I think, 37 kilos in that year. Because in
Sure.
my second competition,
Right.
I
That's a good
I
gain.
broke the national squat record.
Okay. Very
So I went from
cool.
my first competition, second competition, broke the squat record
Yeah.
at 273 or whatever it was,
Right.
and then broke it again a few months later. Deadlift didn't move an inch; it just stayed 245.
Yeah.
I think I added close to 20 kilos to my bench that year. Deadlift didn't move an inch, so started kind of looking like, right, there's something more going on here.
Yeah.
So got an MRI at the start of this year, and that showed that I actually had three disc bulges,
Sure.
one in my mid back and two in my lower back,
Mm.
which I hadn't known about. So competed that first whole year with 3 disc bulges, which was good fun.
Yep.
Smart thing to do.
Smart thing to do. Well,
yeah. So went to see a fantastic physio at the start of this year, and she kind of got me mended up, and more or less overnight we added 30 something kilos to my deadlift, so
wow.
which is cool. So that kind of made me competitive again, because
Yeah.
I was, big squat, big bench is nice, but you need a
Yeah.
decent deadlift, at least decent, So,
Competitions are won on the deadlift. Hey? That's it.
oh, I've
Yeah.
learned that lesson more
Yep.
times than I would like to
Yeah.
admit.
Yeah,
I've
me
lost
too.
by a kilo
Yeah.
twice now in my
Oh.
career. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Just because the person able to, they just know
yeah.
what they need to do and they just chip
Yeah.
you.
That's it. That's the
Yeah.
thing as well with needing a coach that sort of knows the numbers and that can
Oh, big time.
change everything. Where you just go dink, and it's like, what the hell?
That's
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah. Having somebody who is experienced that kind of little game of chess at the end of a meet, where it's
Yep.
like, oh, you need to do this to beat him, and he needs to do this, and if you
Yeah.
pull this, but you win on body weight, and blah blah blah. It's a game in and of itself.
Yeah. It's a proper art.
Oh,
I mean,
it's amazing.
and you guys brought out some pretty amazing coaches. Your head coach is awesome. It's
Yeah,
like was
I
really
couldn't
really
speak
fun.
more highly of Dan. Dan
Yeah.
Allen was the handling for Jack and I that
Okay.
day. Dan is, oh my goodness, he just did more than you could have ever asked of somebody
Yeah.
over there. Putting in 18-hour days, just coaching and handling people, just
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really great.
The coaches worked really, but I think everybody worked hard, because even the guys, when you had a chance to support, you were out there to support. If you could assist, you were assisted. I mean, and I think that's the thing. Going back to your first competition, did you sort of get a taste of what the community was like, and understanding of what powerlifting, like what's this incredible thing that's under powerlifting, this amazing
Yeah.
community?
Yeah, massively. To be honest, from the first day I went into Reform,
Okay.
I noticed it. And then obviously the gym hosting that first competition, I had all those people that I'd met the previous 6 weeks. There, they were Ben was handling me, and then I had guys that I'd met who were helping me warm up, guys who were helping me on the platform. They were the platform crew, the whole day. So that was just phenomenal, and then it just got more and more support as I spent more time in the gym.
Right.
Just phenomenal. One thing I found compared to strongman, I didn't find the same community in strongman. Definitely not. I don't know whether it was just I was training in the wrong gyms, or whether it was just a thing in the area or what it was. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I personally didn't experience the same sense of community that I have with powerlifting. It's really been phenomenal. Marty, the owner of Reform, would say it's an individual sport. Sorry, it's a team sport played by individuals.
Individuals, yeah, absolutely.
You
I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so true.
And it's the guys that you are competing against, you're building relationships with, you're chatting, you're screaming for them, you're cheering for them, and like you're cheering for them, and you look back at the coach and you can see the gears turning in the head. Excellent.
That's it. You always want everybody to be at their best,
Yeah.
You don't want to, if
Yeah.
you're winning, you don't want to beat someone on a bad day. Yeah, it might feel nice for a minute or two, but in the long run, you'll be thinking yeah, but if they'd have done this, or if they'd have been in full form, would I actually have won? And I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's always nice. You always want to meet everybody on their best day.
At their best.
So you want everyone to do their best performance,
100%. And I think I just realized for two reasons. One, you want to compete against them at their best, but you also want to make sure that that's their best. they're not holding back. So we had Africa champs now, and I competed again for the first time. I don't think I've done Africa champs since about 2016. So thought one gold there, retired in the 3 lift. Thought I'll do bench press in this one. and
Mm-hmm.
my shoulder's a bit buggered. It's been giving me a bit of an issue. It's locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see, like that's as far back as it goes.
Oh,
So it's really, yeah. But the guy
not
was
good.
the guy. I had one other guy in my division, so I thought, okay, awesome. This is going to be fun. It's a lot of fun when it's just 2 or 3 of you, and
Mm-hmm.
particularly in the bench only, you don't know what they're playing with, changing attempts, and that.
Mm-hmm.
He opens on 70. So I thought, okay, and he had nominated on Goodlift. He was nominated at 70. So I was like, alrighty. So I know, like, if I have to, in the shoulder holds, I can do a 165. So, like,
Okay.
wait, I shouldn't be saying that on the podcast. Now I can do a 3 kilo if the shoulder holds, right? So then, so here was the cool thing, Ben. It was epic. We were live streaming as we did again. We had just set up. I didn't have a chance to warm up because there were audio issues with the microphone. The speakers were set to the wrong input levels. So they're having to
Nice.
sort that out and run. So I literally ran to the warm-up room 5 minutes before lifting, jumped on the bar, did 5 on 75, and thought, all right, let's go. But that's how most of my training goes. And I do chaos training in the gym. So it's like always, yeah, it's okay. So, okay, right, I've done that. I think I opened on 85. So I'll just be a little bit ahead of him. So then I thought, so he did 70, I did 85. Then he did. Then I think he went to 75. So I thought there's something. I think he's a big guy. Thought, okay. I mean, in the 105s, he's playing me. So all right. So I run back. I'm doing the announcing. Okay, it's me up next. Heather, here's the microphone. Run round, stand, wait to go. Bar loaded, come out, do my lift, run back round the outside, come back onto the mic. And then, so I did my second attempt. He put in 80 for his third attempt. So I thought, nah, he's playing. He's going to jump it to like 150 or something. So,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't. He went to 80, and it came. I was trying to stay at least 1 or 2 lifters ahead
Yeah.
of him so I could change, and he didn't change it. So I got it. I mean, I won it at 95, but so
There you go.
it was so
It's a
much
win.
fun. So, like, I wanted to share that. Could we do it? Like, oh, powerlifting's boring. Not when you know it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. It's
So,
when you actually understand the the inner workings of the sport, it
yeah.
gets very entertaining. Like, you know,
Very
yeah.
intense. And then also what you spoke about, having a wonderful handler where you want to switch your brain off from the numbers and let them
Yes.
worry about it. You just want
Yeah.
to lift what they give you, and that makes
Yeah.
it so much easier.
Speaking of which, I had a bit of a nightmare on squats over there at Commonwealth, and for that very reason,
Oh, flip.
nothing on
Mm,
Dan's
mm.
part, but my second attempt squat was underloaded, so it was
Ooh.
like 5 kilos less than it was meant to be. So then in my head, I was like, oh, because it moved so good.
Yeah.
And I turned around and looked at the screen like, oh yeah, this is class. I'm feeling amazing. Turned around, looked at the screen, saw the wrong number, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're joking. So went straight away, went to Dan. I was like,
Mm.
that attempt was wrong. What do we do now? And then he was like, well, it's up to you. And then I was like, right, we'll just stick to the plan. But then
Yeah.
in my head, I was sitting thinking like, flip, do I need to do less now? Should I do more? Like, do I need to try and make this up somehow, or do I
Yeah.
pull it back down to, you know? And it's just the last thing you want going into a lift
Last
is
thing you
thinking,
want.
like, you know, ooh, is this the right, you know? And
Yeah.
then I would say, you know, just overthought it and messed it up, you know. But should have just lifted it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what my mates would. That's what my mates would say. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, did you forget that? You know, you should have just pushed a bit harder.
Yeah.
Like, you would have been alright."
They don't know you're pushing as hard. The thing is the 800 or 900 conversations that are going in your head from the time you unrack till the time you rack. You know, unless you're there on a podium, you know, it's
Yeah.
tough. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, and it's milliseconds. It's like, yeah,
Oh my goodness, it's the
yeah.
and like whenever you go back and think, because obviously my coach Ben wasn't able to be there, but he
Mm,
called me after the competition. He was like, "Did you ever think that if you loaded less weight for your third squat because things didn't go, you know, your
mm,
way,
mm.
that you would have come third on squats?" And
Right.
then, you know, you would have had to load like 7.5 kilos less to pull for third on deadlifts. And I was like, you tell me that now?
Now, yeah. But
But hey,
yeah,
that's it. Like, if everything went perfectly, or it's up to me at the end of the day
yeah.
to read that situation, like, So,
So, and
but
again, yeah, yeah.
no, it's just
Sorry.
whenever you hear that after you've done it, you're like, oh my goodness, like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
But you never think in the heat of the moment. You never think
Yeah.
that less is more, like, So
So,
it is what it is.
but what makes the sport so special and that sort of thing is, the sense I get is he said that to you, so you will definitely think about it at the next comp.
Yeah,
And I mean, and that's
this is
really,
it.
we evolve as lifters, right? Because it doesn't have to be, we want to be perfect always. It's not perfect. Like even with the warming up, like a little bit of chaos training for a couple of weeks every now and then, or throw in a chaos session where it's just nuts, it's safe and just nuts. You get used to it. Like we were talking earlier with Josh, like with a new bench, like how amazing it is. But like you get a terrible bench and you get, but the thing is that, this is a sport you could be doing well into your 90s or your hundreds, right?
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
learn and we grow and we evolve, which makes it so
And
special.
even, from competition to competition, your lifts might not always jump up like
Yeah,
hugely. But if you can learn something, like a little tactical thing or something,
yeah,
it can just give you the edge.
yeah, that's
And
it.
yeah, you might not be adding, 10, 20, 30 kilos to a lift, but if you know how to read a situation better or how to tactically choose something a bit better, then
Yeah,
you're winning. Yeah.
makes you a more
So,
complete athlete. Yeah.
oh, for sure. And it's a massive part of the game. You cannot underestimate that side of things.
And I think also that's like with kudos to your coaches, it's like giving you stuff slowly, so it's not overwhelming. It's like the
Mhm.
hardest thing. You want to tell your athletes everything, but you got to back it off and just manage them.
Yeah, that's
So
so true. So
so
true.
what was it like getting your national kit and it being SBD, like, and being selected? What did that feel like? Talk us through
Yeah,
that.
that was cool. For me, it kind of started back in March, or sorry, before March of this year. I
Hmm.
competed in March, and that was where I put up my qualifying total. And for me, it was kind of from the start of the year. I was thinking, okay, the big competition over here to put up kind of the last chance to put up a big total would be May over here.
Right.
But I knew that was going to be the same date as my hand-ins for university. So I
Oh
was like,
wow.
right, okay, I need to put up a big total in March. As big as I
Mm,
can,
mm, mm.
try and put myself ahead of as many people as I can. So come May time, there's people have, me in their sights, but hopefully I'll just be just out of touch, that I'll just.
Yeah.
But so Jack and I actually ended up doing that competition together, and we came out of it a kilo apart of each other. So he got 742, I got 741, and
Sure.
that put us 1 and 2 in the country. And but then after that, it was out of my hands. It was okay. Let's see what happens in May. Because there were two other guys, Kenny and Stephen Kelso,
Mm.
that were looking very very good. Two very very strong guys, and there was kind of like, okay, they now have a number in there, that they can aim for, and I fully expected to get beat by one of them, at least one of them to chip me, but
Mm.
luck had it, my total stood, and Jack and I stayed number one, number two, and
Sure.
then that was it. That was it. Qualified. So that was cool because it was very tense. I was sitting
Yeah.
there, and like Steven's a good mate of mine, so
Uh,
I wanted him. I wanted him to get it. If you know what I mean. I was sitting there watching,
100%. That's
like while I was
powerlifting,
doing my
right?
uni work,
Yeah.
like cheering him because I couldn't go to the competition. I was sitting with my laptop, my iPad here with the competition on, and I was like screaming for him, because I wanted him to get it. But um, luckily, my total stood up, and yeah, so that was qualification there, which was cool. And
Awesome.
then yeah, so then the all this group chat started being made and travel started being arranged, and then it was kind of the idea of price. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, now I've qualified. I need to try and price this up. And
Mm.
honestly, I was in a position with, just coming out of uni, getting married at the end of the year, houses, all that kind of stuff. I was like, if I don't get some kind of financial support here, like in terms of a grant or something like that,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go. I can't do it. It would have been unfair on my fiance for me to just be like, see all that money that's
Great
sitting
way to
aside for
start
the
the
wedding.
marriage.
So I was lucky enough. My brother was working in a gym,
Mm.
quite a big chain gym over here, and they have like a memorial fund that runs
Sure.
every year for this guy who set aside a load of money to help local athletes to go to things like this. So I
Brilliant.
was very
Sure.
fortunate in that I applied for that, and I was successful, and that allowed me to go on the trip. So everything, although there was a lot of different things, all kind of fell into place very conveniently. I think there was a bit of divine intervention to kind of get me
Cracker.
there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It felt like it was kind of meant to be in a sense. So yeah, that was it. It was pretty wild ride. A lot of doors opened just very conveniently, and yeah, then as you say, the kit started coming in. That was fantastic. Really good looking kit, I thought, this year from Northern
Absolutely.
Ireland. Really interesting
Yeah.
one, because I got a Northern Irish kit
Mm.
last year, at the end of last year for the Home Nations competition,
Right.
but it all kind of got arranged quite last minute, and we ended up just with a plain black
Mm.
A7 with NIR on the chest, and it
Right.
looks nice. It looks clean and tidy and stuff, but this kit was a bit more special than that. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
That's very, very cool. So coming out to Sun City, seeing the venue, what was that like? The resort?
Oh, fantastic. I was lucky enough that I had a few friends who had arrived before me. So I'd got a wee taster of what things were like.
Okay.
But then,
Did you see our
yeah,
crazy video with me running around the
I
venue?
did. Yeah. That was cool. That was when things started getting real. Whenever
Yeah.
you were posting the videos of what the venue looked like, and you were there, and you were showing
Yeah.
videos, I was like, wow, like this is happening. Like this is pretty cool. So yeah, then but pretty daunting for me. I traveled over there on my own.
Sure. Okay.
I didn't realize, but there were two other athletes, Jack and Daniela, were on the
Mm.
flights with me, but we didn't actually meet up until we got to Johannesburg.
Okay. Wow. And you were waiting
So
for the shuttle. Yeah.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
were literally sitting there waiting for the bus. Or no, I think we were at the baggage reclaim, and we all saw each
Okay.
other. We bumped in. I bumped into Danielle in Dublin very
Mm.
briefly, but we didn't actually like see each other until we got to Johannesburg. So yeah, so bit of a wild journey over. Pretty long way to come on your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, well
That's
worth it.
cool.
Well worth it. The drive from Johannesburg over was cool.
Yeah.
Definitely got a wee taste of Africa there, which was cool.
It's a great representation of sort of what South Africa is, sort of from the
Mhm.
urban, the airport, the build up, the suburbs, the established suburban area, and then you're coming through sort of very rural towns
Yeah,
and slowing down for goats crossing the road,
yeah.
and that kind of stuff, and seeing how the guys drive, but how it all works. It's wonderful.
Because my fiance has been to
Mm.
Kenya a number of times, and she told me what things were
Okay.
like, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you're gonna see this, you're gonna see that." And when I arrived in Johannesburg, I was like, "I don't think so. Like this
Yeah.
looks pretty well developed to me."
Yeah.
And then yeah, like as soon as you turn off that kind of motorway,
Yep.
it changes pretty quick after
Pretty quick, yeah.
that.
It
Yeah.
Africa's up pretty quickly, which is great.
Yes, quite. Yeah, yeah.
And
It
the
was
weather,
cool to see.
how awesome was the weather?
Oh my goodness, just what I needed. Like
Yeah.
it was fantastic. Because back here it was like bitterly cold just
Mm.
before I left, and just when I got back, it was
Oh,
maybe like 5 to 7 degrees.
mm-mm.
Windy, rainy,
Yeah.
just classic Northern Irish weather. So yeah, going to 32 degrees and sunny was pretty good. Pretty
It was
good.
kind of fun, yeah. So the two platforms, having the two comps there that you could sort of, be
Mhm.
part of, and what was that vibe like for
That,
you, that
that was
energy?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool because we had a good few masters guys lifting too. So it
Hmm.
was nice, kind of. There was always somebody on or something to watch,
Yeah.
and just seeing always having something impressive happening,
Yes.
like on both platforms, there was always something that was worth watching, which was class.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was really cool, really
Ah,
cool.
cool. And that warm up area, those 14 racks, a rack for rack height, 4 training
Uh,
racks. So how was that?
Amazing, amazing.
Huh?
But it's funny about the warm up rack. I was very like green to international competitions, just competitions in general. To be honest,
Right.
haven't done a huge amount, but I turned up to the kit check, and the guy was like, "Oh, so what's your heights for everything?"
Oh,
And I was
flip.
like, "I don't know. I thought we were gonna do that after." And he was
Yeah.
like, "No, it's over in the corner there. You need to go get that sorted."
Yeah.
Everybody else turns up. I'm this, 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 this. They knew exactly, and I was like,
Yeah.
right, okay, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah. You
And
reckon
that was
it?
after we'd been
Yeah.
given the attempt scripts,
Yes.
and one of the English guys we were competing against, Joe, handed me a pen and was like, "There you go, mate. Just whenever you need it." And I looked at it and was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, thanks, thanks." Looked
Yeah.
at the flicked through the pages, turned to him and was like, what do I need to fill in here, mate?"
Yeah.
And he just laughed at me. He was like, "You're joking?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No, actually, I've never done this before."
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, that's very cool. So the rule number 1, put your lot number down. That's it.
yeah.
Your name,
Oh my
whatever, that's
goodness.
right. Your lot number. Get that lot number
Yeah.
on there.
I had to get an official to run off and try and find mine from somewhere because I
Okay.
hadn't
Yeah.
looked at it. And oh my goodness, not
'Cause,
good. Not do that again.
sitting with Heather and Kartik, because I was up at the front doing the announcing and just seeing like what some of the, like, what is that? And I think a lot of, some coaches like to do that. They just scribble and give it in. And then when you,
Right.
well, so that they can argue that it's a misload, maybe I'd
Oh,
say.
right. Okay.
Like
Okay.
really just be nice, write it. But you can see the
Yeah.
coaches who are really established, who are in the game for a long time. Everything's fully written beforehand. So all of
Mhm.
you fill out your card completely, your 3 attempts
Yes.
on the squat, and then you leave your couple for deadlift, and your
Yeah.
name, your lot number, your coach, and I think
Mhm.
your country as well, and then just write that number clearly, please, because there's always a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like
Make your
I
job
don't
harder.
think people realize how tough it is running the computer.
Oh
Like
my goodness. That
it's
was really eye opening for me. Like seeing
yeah,
the guys even just on like the admin tables and stuff like that,
yeah,
just like it was hard for me even after my misload. I couldn't
mm,
really be annoyed because it was like these guys are all volunteering
yeah,
and they're all pulling crazy hours and all here. It's You couldn't really be annoyed at it at all. It was frustrating, but more just general frustration. It wasn't like, let me find that person who did this wrong kind of
yeah.
thing.
Who was that? Oh, hi,
It was
it's
just
you.
kind of
Sorry, kind of yeah. Exactly,
but it was just that kind of
exactly.
generally
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Sure. So, how did the competition turn out for you? Are you happy with sort of what you got, what the results were? I mean, we've spoken
Yeah, as
about
I
the
s-
numbers, but I mean,
yeah.
like
So
you walked away
squats.
happy?
Oh, definitely,
Mm,
definitely. I think something maybe needed to go wrong for me in a sense. Like I needed to learn something. I'm the
mm.
kind of person that needs to learn hard lessons sometimes.
Yep, hundred
But
percent.
yeah. So I think obviously would have liked to come out of squats a wee bit more because
Mm.
like that was like my national or like my record that was kind of that Jack then ended up taking, which was it's nothing. Records come and go very quickly,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he has now go. That just pushes it on. It's only a good thing when a record gets broken because it means everybody improves.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, but it would have been nice to keep it myself.
Excuse me. No, so you'll get it
um,
back, right?
yeah, I'll take it back. I'll take it back. But yeah, so then yeah, on the bench, and it was very much like
Mm.
it was cool because we were competing. It felt like we were competing as a team,
Yeah,
because after squats didn't go my way, like it was Dan and Jack and Daniela who were there like first before anybody, and they were like, okay, let's move on. let's get bench done. Let's get the gold
Mm-mm.
medal in bench, which was my goal from the get go. I
Right.
think I opened up in gold medal position. Like I think my opener on bench would have got me gold.
Okay.
So
Cracker.
that was the goal for me, and then try and put up something big like over 190 was the goal. So we stuck 190 on as my second, and then 195 as the third. So it
Okay.
was nice, to go to a competition like that and to have one event that was like pretty dominant.
Yeah.
That was cool. Um,
Fantastic.
even though it didn't mean anything in the long run. But
But
yeah,
it's still,
you know,
yeah, it's still those numbers in comp. So like now you
yeah,
can, okay, that's what I can rely on to a degree, more
exactly,
than I could before.
exactly.
And then you bring
And
that
it's
into the
always
planning.
nice. Yeah, it's always
Mm,
nice to put up like a big PB or something on a stage like that.
yeah.
It's not in your home gym. It's not like a home competition where everything's your way. You're used to the racks and everybody's there. They're shouting for you.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I went halfway across the world. You knew a handful of people in the room, and I put up a 5 kilo PB bench. That was
That's
quite cool.
phenomenal. That's
So
phenomenal. Yeah.
yeah, so that was cool. And then deadlifts. Deadlifts are always my Achilles heel.
Deadlifts
I
are your favorite area to focus because they're going to offer the greatest growth in numbers.
okay. I need to start adopting that phrase. I think that's
Yeah.
positive reinforcement there that I need to
100%. It's
adopt.
like, I can't wait to deadlift. This is going to give me the growth in number. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I need to get that. Okay, I need to get there. Yeah.
Th-
But no, for sure. Yeah, it went fine. First and second were easy, and then
mm,
I took a swing. Basically, had the conversation with Dan, and we found out the worst I could have done was fifth,
yeah.
and I was sitting in fourth, but I could have been chipped into fifth, but I had a chance to chip to go into third.
Third, right.
So I was like, okay, who cares between fourth and fifth? Really, it doesn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
matter
Correct.
overly.
Yeah.
But there's a
Yeah.
chance I can get a medal out of this. So I took a swing for it. Would have been a 5 kilo PB maybe. But again, kind of let the occasion get to me a wee bit. Lost my position and just didn't get
Mm,
it. But look, I just need to. And again a lesson for me to kind of just be a bit more present with things. Maybe don't need to get so hyped up sometimes. Just kind of
yeah.
treat it for what it is. It's the same weight wherever it is. So just pick it up.
Lifted. But that's such a valuable thing that you talk about because like the lesson of saying I need to be more present, whether it's on the platform in training or in life, that's worth far more than a medal. That's a lesson that's going to serve you forever, where a medal is going to be great and it's there and it's done and it's always there, but the lesson's going to help you grow more than the medal
Oh, for
will.
sure.
And
Yeah,
that's what
definitely.
I love about the sport.
Yeah,
It's
I
such a
remember
blast.
the mentality I had going into March
Mm,
for me was a big deal. The competition I put up the qualifying total because the deadlift I pulled in that was like other than me and my coach, really nobody knew that I was gonna improve my deadlift so much.
right.
But I just treated it
So
like
I'm laughing because the
okay.
other guys are going, "You sneaky bastard!"
But it
And
was one
you're
of
going,
those
"Uh huh."
things. My mentality leading into it was I'm not going to post anything, not because I don't want anyone to know,
Mm,
because I want to make it matter on the day. I
yeah.
don't want to be that guy who is putting in all the hard work and oh you don't know what's coming, you haven't seen
Yeah.
this version of me, blah 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 blah. And then it comes to the day and I pull 245 again,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter,
Exactly.
Like I was putting up like 260 or so in the gym, so I
Yeah.
knew something like that was coming, but I didn't want to put it all, put all these stories up, put all these posts up, and then, go in and pull 245 again.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was no point. So
So
I was being a wee bit sneaky,
it's
but
awesome.
more it was just kind of like, I want to make sure I do it when it matters. So
Not to say that the other way is immature, but it's a little bit more of a mature way of handling your lifting and that.
I'll take that.
No, it's very much the Dorian Yates way, right? Be the shadow. You know,
Yeah, I suppose so.
come out and show it on the day. And the
Yeah.
argument always is, I want sponsorship, I want this, I want that, but in the reality
Mm.
is the sponsors are watching what happens on the platform, not what you're
Yeah.
posting on social media,
Yeah.
to a big extent. So, yeah.
Because I think as well, like I was in two minds. I'm always funny about social media, to be honest.
Mm,
I wish I didn't exist on it at all, but I do. It's one of those things, and I use it far too much. But I I I was gonna make a post after the competition to be like,
mm.
oh, it's almost like one of those "here's what you could have won" posts. It's like, here's what I put up in the gym, though. And
Yeah, yeah.
nobody cares.
No,
It's Nobody cares what you could have done. It's what did you do when it counted, like. So
I think even more than that, like your followers and those who are engaging with you, friends and family, they don't care about what you could have done. They want to know, did you have a good time? Did you have a fun experience? Did
yeah,
you
for
feel
sure.
good? Are you happy? Like how you
Mm.
doing after that
Yeah,
kind of thing. So,
because no, you're dead right. Because from like going back to my job at the minute,
mm,
I'm meeting hundreds of people every day. And in the town I live in, everybody knows me. I've lived there my whole life. It's very small, and
awesome.
everyone comes to our coffee shop. So
Yeah.
I chat to, I'm serving my old primary school teachers, my neighbors, people from local churches, all this stuff. Everybody knows who I am, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, I saw you were in South Africa. Did you have a good time?" Or like, "How'd you get
Yeah.
on?" or something. And it's always that,
Yeah.
because the layman, or like the normal person, doesn't really know. If you tell them, "Oh yeah, I benched 195 kilos," they're
Mm.
like, is that good?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
what did everybody else do, kind of thing? But it's kind
Yeah.
of like, "Oh, how'd you get on?" "Oh, yeah, I got on all right." "Did you have a
Yeah.
good time?" "Yeah, I had a good time." "Oh, brilliant. That's class.
Yeah.
We man
That's
from
it.
Randallstown going over to South Africa to lift weights, they're just over the moon, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. And that's what was the food like? That's the kind of question.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all that. Yeah. Was it? What was it? Was it sunny? Was it?
Yeah. How was the weather? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Did you see the sun?
Yeah.
Remember, my granddad told me about the sun once when he was in North Africa during the war. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I wish that wasn't true. But
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Northern Ireland. Oh, crazy. So,
oh dear.
what's your favorite thing about powerlifting?
Hmm. I think honestly, like it would be community, because
Mm,
as much as I love getting strong, like that is why I do it. I like to be strong, and I
mm,
like to
mm.
get stronger. And my goal is to see how far I can go with that. But you can do that without doing powerlifting. It was the way I've described it to everybody else is that like my interest in weights got me into powerlifting, but it's the people, specifically the people at Reform, that
Yeah,
made me stay, and that is without a doubt the truth.
that's 100%.
It's the people that made me stay. So
Oh, that's brilliant.
you know.
What drives you the most mad in powerlifting?
I don't know. I think
It doesn't have to be a serious answer as well. So,
is sumo an
yeah,
answer?
100%
No, I'm
for
only
sure.
joking. I'm only joking.
Yeah,
I wish I could do sumo. It
no,
hurts my knees too much.
yeah, you and me both. I can't get the sumo thing down.
I can't do it. I
I have
can't
too
do
much fear of my toes.
it. No, flip. I don't know.
No, sumo's
I
a pretty
guess
good
I
answer. Hey, that's
no. Sumo
yeah,
doesn't bother me at all.
yeah,
I guess it would be when people don't muck in, when people don't get the ethos, when people don't get that. I guess
right.
that would be something that bugs me. Like toxicity and stuff like that. It's just
Mm-mm.
unnecessary. It's not part of the sport. If you're
Yeah,
we're already a niche sport, don't make it harder.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
thing. Like, don't gatekeep, don't be toxic, don't be nasty, don't
Mm,
don't make it more difficult than it has to be.
yeah.
We're a very small community. Let's try and make it bigger. Uh,
They, like
that's kind
rather
of my.
step up and help. Yeah, rather step up and help out
Oh yeah,
than
yeah,
be toxic, as you said.
yeah. Definitely, definitely, definitely.
100%. Awesome. Why should someone get involved in powerlifting?
Oh, it's never a bad thing to be strong. Never ever.
Love that. What an answer.
It
Yeah.
can only ever benefit you.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be like Eddie Hall. You don't have to
Mm.
be, you know, like Jesus or anything like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
Oh,
have. You can. Anybody can be strong, and
yeah.
this is something.
Or like you said, Jessica. Like those are the numbers I'm chasing. But no.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, like you just have. You can be strong. Anybody
Yeah.
can be strong. You know, it's all proportional. You know.
I think, and your strength will serve you for your entire life, and the
Mhm.
example you set with it will serve your children, your grandchildren, and your great
Absolutely.
grandchildren.
Yeah, like you'll
So
learn lessons from it that carry into
mm,
everything, and
everything
even
through.
it makes everyday life easier. You know,
Yeah,
everything about it. Like you know, you're putting yourself under stress in the gym that makes real world stress easier. You know,
much
all this kind of stuff.
100%. I
You know,
love that. Yeah, that
yeah,
that that I'm going to be using that quote when we go and speak at some schools. So
cool,
thank you
go
for
for
that. Yeah,
it.
we're going to be quoting you on that, Ben. So what is
You want to put a picture
powerlifting?
of me up on the screen now?
Yeah, 100%. We'll play. You got it. I showed you the one already. So
Oh yeah, cool, cool, cool. Do that.
okay, no, we'll get a lifting one. We'll pick one of the white lights ones. Um,
Nice.
yeah, what does powerlifting need?
Um, it needs open arms, I guess. It needs to grow.
Hmm.
There's no reason why it should be a niche sport.
Yeah,
It's I see the powerlifting being on the Olympics. You know, that's what I want to see. It needs growth. That's what it needs. It needs people, you know, bringing everyone in. You know, anybody growth in what way that comes in. You know. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Great
I
answer,
can't really
too.
think of how.
Yeah,
I'll leave that up to somebody else to figure
yeah,
out how it can grow. But
no, 100%. It needs growth because more people deserve to be part of this incredible sport, and reap the
yes,
benefits from it. The community, the
yeah.
strength,
Like
the support. Yeah,
I wish I wish I'd have done it sooner. I
yeah.
really do. I, you know, I'm just at the minute. I'm training out of a different gym to reform. Just
Mm,
moving house and not a lot of time at the minute. I'm just moving a wee bit closer to home just to train for a wee while. And I met a kid who wants to do a rookie competition, and I've completely forgotten what I was actually trying to say there.
uh, no.
Oh my goodness, I can't
So
believe
no, we talk like what does powerlifting need, and we talk about the arms, the growth, the community, and everybody deserves the benefits of the strength, the benefits of
Yes,
community
sorry.
and
That's
support.
yeah. So I was basically trying to say about
Mm.
getting into it sooner. You know, like I
Yeah,
wish I'd have done it when I was just coming out of school. You know,
yeah.
I wish it had even been part of my school.
Part of
You know,
school.
training for a year. You know, but it's just not. It's not seen that way. It's a taboo sport, and I don't know why.
Mm.
It doesn't need to be.
Lack of
But
understanding.
without a doubt, without a
Yeah.
doubt. Uh, yeah, I just I wish I'd have done it sooner. I wish instead of faffing about with strongman and whatever else, I had just gone in and met Ben sooner and ended up on the platform as a sub junior
So,
instead. But
yeah.
here we are.
Uh,
Here we are.
I do think though, like I mean, like I started lifting when I was a master, so master one,
Mm-hmm.
and carrying over too many injuries from martial arts and from fighting and stuff, and I realized
Yep.
I wanted to I went to a coach to learn how to do the front squat and Olympic lifting, so I wanted to teach that to the clients in the gym. And he looked
Mm-hmm.
at me and said, I see your mobility, you're a power lifter, not an Olympic lifter. So and that, it's just the now I've forgotten what I was going to say. Bloody hell. Well, thanks for talking to us, Ben. No, so yeah, I think just the value of the sport
Yeah.
and what it gives us and what it gives everyone around, from community to teaching delayed gratification. So what you spoke about, challenging yourself and learning lessons about, okay, I need to calm down in this moment. I think just
Yeah.
with the stress and the anxiety that's out there in the world today, and the overwhelmingness that we feel, because that's really what it is. It's how to deal with feeling overwhelmed. You know, that's what it can really teach you.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so valuable. Oh, going into schools. I think, yeah, like you need lifting in school. So there we go. Okay. So you're back to the juniors and sub juniors. It sounds great. But can you imagine, like, you're rocking it as a sub junior, you're rocking it as a junior, boom, you're in open.
Yeah.
You know, that's absolutely terrifying. For me, I love being a master, because every time I move a division, the weights get easier to qualify.
But I do say, like, we have quite a few junior guys in our gym.
Yeah.
And, like, being a junior is class. Like, you know, by all means, chase all the junior records that you guys want, and take it as far as you possibly can.
Take it as far as you can.
It will set you up better as an open lifter.
Yeah.
However, that's when you start. You know, like, that's when it starts. Your junior work is setting the groundwork for your open lifting career. Like, you know, and
I think even Master 1, Master 2, Master 3, you should also look at competing in open. You know, really to push yourself. Even Master 4. Yeah. We had a guy, Tommy, now, Denasi, he's just such a gentleman. He lifted like a true champ. I think he got 2 or 3 world records. He's Master 3, and I think he got like a Master 3 world record. I stand under correction. But then I think he got like a Master 3, 2, and Master 1 Africa record and SA record. So, like, he just smashed, you know, like, to see this guy. And he just, he's pure. He's a textbook lifter. It's a beautiful thing to watch him lift. So that's what's so cool. And as we get older, which will lead me to my next question, you know, there's always opportunity to compete, to chase, you know, records and chase medals. Yeah. So for you, moving house, getting married, what's next year looking like for you in terms of lifting?
So next year for me, I'm probably not going to lift until May. There's a few things kind of moving about within the NIPF, IPF at the minute, as far as I'm aware. So competition dates and stuff might change, but there's usually a big crossover event between the NIPF and the IPF in May every year. So my plan is to do that one.
Right.
And then I may actually end up going, well, I would maybe quite like to go down the Irish route after that, potentially. But we will see.
Cool.
We will see.
Okay. Awesome,
I have
man.
to actually qualify for stuff, so let's not jump the gun. But I would like to do that competition to give myself the option to see where things end up.
Right, brilliant.
See which one seems more fun.
No, but that's cool. You got to add to the singlet collection, right?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, and then maybe come back and I'll try and go GB, and then I'll
that's it.
Find like an old relative that's, you know, Scottish or something.
Yeah, they go to Scotland. Yeah. Why not? You know, that's when you have your pub, you know, with all of your singlets. When you're in your 70s with your mates drinking protein shakes.
I'll open a coffee shop.
There. You could call it the singlet serving.
Singlet serving, single shot.
The singlet shot.
Here, we should go into business together.
There we go, 100%. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Ben, it's been awesome chatting to you, dude. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for making yourself available with all of this that's going on. Really appreciate it.
Happy to talk. Thank you for having me.
Only a pleasure. I'm going to end the broadcast, and then I'll just chat you off broadcast quickly. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.